it like someone's out there right now, they're going through their life, maybe they've got an element of a level of success, they're doing okay, they're doing life. They don't really have a relationship with God at all. And it's just like, whatever. Why should they bother? Like, why should they go and take the time to cultivate this relationship? Like, what's the point? Like, if they're doing okay, what's the point?
Absolutely. Really, really good question. The way that I interact with this question is by first deconstructing the way Christians often approach it. Mm-hmm. Christianity historically approaches this question with a framework termed God as necessity, right? Where I'll say to you, I know life's going great, but you need God for
1,000%,
right? And it, hey, look, I'm a weird pastor. I say things that get me in trouble all the time. A lot of times what happens is that the need is really more of a threat. You need God in your life or else you're going to burn in hell, right? Or you need God in your life or else everything's going to fall apart. Or you need God in your life or you can't succeed or you can't have meaning. I don't buy any of those. I know plenty of people who are atheists, and I've read plenty of existential philosophers. Existentialism is my favorite philosophical school of thought, who have some pretty remarkable ways of shaping meaning in life without belief in God. And I know plenty of people who are doing remarkably well without belief in God as well. They're succeeded, and and I'm not talking about like, oh, they've got money and they're out there being hedonists. No, very centered, kind people. Their life is marked by equilibrium and balance. The kind of people that make you proud to be human. I know plenty of people like that who aren't necessarily believers in God or believers in Jesus like I am.
Yeah.
So the way I interact with this question, and look, this may not work for everyone. Maybe someone will hear this and say, "Oh, that doesn't work for me." That's okay. It's what works for me, and it's what has enabled a lot of the people I've journeyed with throughout life to actually wrestle with this question and find themselves growing closer to God as a result.
Yes.
And the way I would frame the question is this. Imagine that you had an opportunity to meet someone who was responsible for something that you really loved. So for example, and pardon me, because like I've read a lot of philosophers over the years, so sometimes I say things more complicated than I should. So let me try and trim that down.
You're doing great.
One of the things I love, one of the most beautiful creations that I can imagine in this world is Tony Bennett's music. I love Tony Bennett, man.
It's so good. I love Bennett.
So good. And to have the chance to go see Tony Bennett live would have been a dream. I'm never going to get that chance now. He's retired. He's got Alzheimer's, last I heard. Mm-hmm. To have the chance to see him live would have been remarkable. To have the chance to meet him and talk to him would have been even more remarkable, right? Mm-hmm. Or I can think of John Mayer. Who's another one of my favorite musicians. One guy, seriously, every year that the anniversary passes, I get emotional. It's like the one day that I'm like fighting back the tears. I would have loved to have met Avicii, the DJ.
Yes.
Love the guy's music, and just every year that passes and they do, like this sort of the tribute concerts, I'm always watching them.
1,000%.
What I would give to sit down and have lunch with that guy. That would have been incredible, Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Why do I want to meet these guys? I want to meet them because they are creators of beautiful art. They are creators of things that I have enjoyed in my life, things that have brought a lot of meaning and value to my experience as a human being. And so if I had a chance to meet them, why wouldn't I, right? It would be awesome. And do I need to? Probably not. But would I jump at the chance to get to know them? You betcha, And I think in some ways, this is what knowing God should be about. It's like, okay, your life's doing great. You've got lots of things going well for you. List to me all the things in life that you love. Write a list for me. What are the things in life that you absolutely love? I love family. I love music. I love good food. I love this world that I can travel and the diversity of culture, like, whatever, list all the things that you absolutely love in this world. And my challenge as a pastor would be, would you like to get to know the guy who engineered all that? Would you like to get to know the mind, the mastermind behind everything that you absolutely love? Because you can get to know him. You can get to know the designer behind everything you absolutely adore. And if someone says to me, yeah, no, I'm not interested in getting to know the designer behind everything I absolutely adore, then my next question would be, why? What's the blockage? And it's usually there that you start to find the religious trauma, right? The lies about God, the things that forcefully separate us from him. But if you can remove that religious trauma, right? If you can get rid of those false pictures of God that have caused damage to you, and you can just think of him as this incredible creative mastermind who is the source of everything you absolutely adore, and you have a chance to just meet him and have a conversation with him and get to know the guy who designed everything you love, why not? So I don't approach this in the sense of, God has necessity. Like, you need God because without him, you can't have X, Y, Z. For me, that's a transactional model of relating to God. How would you like it if the people in your life who love you are only with you because they get X, Y, Z? So many people go to church because they don't want to go to hell. Like, God's fire insurance, right? Like, as William Lane Craig once said, he's not fire insurance. He's worth getting to know because he's good in and of himself. And everything that you absolutely adore in life finds its origin in his heart. So wouldn't that just be the most incredible thing to poke at and dissect and get to know,
brother,
that would be my answer to that question.
Solid answer. Wow, you absolutely nailed that. That is very, very I connected with that on a deep level. Thank you for that. And I guess people could say, well, beyond that, why would I bother? Like, I'm thinking of some of the clients I've worked with, very hardcore business people, high-level entrepreneurs. They might say, well, why bother? And then you mentioned the word insurance. It's not necessarily an insurance. However, it is a foundation, isn't it? It's like, how deep do you want to have your foundation for your true success in life? And so cultivating a relationship with something beyond the physical realms and in the spiritual realms is just establishing a foundation for all the aspects of your life to just be as strong as they possibly can. That in my mind is why you want to do this. And
absolutely.